Barrister Mbeseha, our extraordinary in-house analyst, is here this evening to also join forces and join this conversation this evening. Barrister Mbeseha, I'm sure you're aware of this particular visit, which we have highlighted here since the start of this week yesterday. What are your genuine thoughts?
Having me, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to honor on to what it is been about. I think we want to say to Singwa and for the outing yesterday. That's but it's just a start. It's just a start because we have more to do. Looking at what we know, we know about the what we find on social media, not less. But we must remember that the United Rights Commission created in 2006 was meant to promote and protect rights of the nation member countries, promote and protect rights. And so the commission, when it comes to any country, the Human Rights Commissioner does not go around 190 countries. They go to where something said violations of human rights. That's where to go to, because they cannot go around the whole world, 190 countries. So they're in Cameroon. They're visiting Cameroon for whatever reason. It is because something is wrong, human rights wise, in that country called Cameroon. But they can make officially, the commissioner could come there for one or two things. One, they can be doing a fact-finding mission. Fact-finding, what does that mean? Let me finish with it. They can be doing fact-finding on human rights, one. They can be doing investigations on human rights. Those are the true goals. We don't know what aspect brought them there. But let me explain and then we'll conclude what we think they came there for. Fact-finding, for example, they come to a country, and we must remember, they don't just go to every country. They come to a country either on their own or on the invitation of the country. But either way, the host country that invites them has to give them a visa to get into that country. They have to lead them when they are there to where they want to go, to what they want to see. And so the role of the government of any country is absolutely important. But the role of the Human Rights Department Commissioner remains more important, because by the time they leave their office to come out, they must know what they're coming to look for. That in the so-called Cameroon, Ambazonia, called the Anglophone problem, is one of the biggest problems that they have in the country. And if they are coming there for a fact-finding mission, what do? They get there, they are not investigators, they're just fact-finding. They go, for example, they say, okay, people are in prison. They go to prison. How many people are in prison? They go to Koninge, for example, because for 2 days that they're going to be there, you see the short time that they're going to be there. They're not going to be going around to Garoua, to Boya, to Bamanda now. The time by itself indicates where they will end. They go to Koninge prison, for example. But they will not even go to Koninge prison until the government of Cameroon wants them to go there, because they don't know where Koninge is. They will lead them there and say, this is Koninge prison. When they go to Koninge prison, for example, if it's just a fact finding, what are they for? They are going to see prisoners there. They are going to interview maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prisoners, that's all. But what are they looking for when they go to prison, for example? Because even prisoners have rights protected by law, what they call human rights. They can come there and say, okay, we found out this prison is already overcrowded with 10 people in one small cell. That's already a violation of human rights. They take 10 minutes, they go around, they see where they eat, they see where they sleep, they see their clinic, That's an aspect of human rights. They will write a report on that. That's fact finding. If they decide to go to the affected zones, for example, in our own case, to the territory of Ambazonia, they probably will go to Bamenda. They probably will go to Buea or two other towns.
Barrister Mbeseha, do you think that with what we have seen so far, do you think that there are plans to go to the affected zones without the necessary interactions of those who are from the affected zones?
Now, I don't know where they plan to go. I'm just giving you an outline of what will happen.
Yeah, we are just asking, just want to find out, yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to say that if they were to go to Buea, if they were to go to Mkambe, to Kumba, it's the government that is going to take them there. Because they will need security from the government, the home government, because they have the security institutions. And so if they were to go to Buea, I was just trying to land there, or to Bamenda, whom are they going to meet? Who are they going to meet in Buea? They will meet 1, 2 people, the governor, the prefect. Maybe that is fact-finding. That's fact-finding. If they fly, if they're Asian planes, and they fly over, call it Bengui, they are looking at the nature of the town. It's abandoned. That's a fact. Because even from the air, you can see abandoned buildings. It's fact-finding. They will go and write a report on that. The second aspect, which is what we need, is not fact-finding human rights mission. No. What we need is investigative mission. Because investigation goes beyond fact-finding. They will say, for example, if this Bengui town is devastated, who caused it? What happened? They will take statements. But that takes a lot of time. So investigation takes time. They have the tools to do it. If they are investigating, for example, they will probably go with helicopters. They have cameras. They have all those things that will lead to investigation. That would apportion blame. That would name the criminals or the accused persons. That is what we need. That must be done. Because, you see, we have been talking of genocide, war crimes, and so on. Those crimes are imprescriptible. Even if peace returned today to one Cameroon, or we separate from them, for the raising down of, say, Bengui or Mamfe, they are still war crimes. And for example, we can remember, if we have been reading, we realize that even as today that we speak, Cameroon is still holding France responsible for the genocide they committed during the Makiza War. The Mau Mau people still held the British government for the crimes they committed against the Mau Mau after independence 50, 60, 70 years ago. So that fact-finding mission is absolutely important. That's what we should do. That's what we should get. But how do we get there? I had an oversight over the last several years. We have to put in a complaint officially as this government. We have to put in a complaint to the United Nations Human Rights Council. Complaint, I'm sure, will include our commonly available Ambazonia Genocide Library. Then we'll give the facts and request officially that they investigate these things. Because we'll file that complaint, we'll become a party.
But
we'll become a party. We're the complainants. So if they are going there, they were bound to invite us, the complainants, because we are speaking for the victims.
You know, you're talking about you want them to go investigate, do the right things. Are you sure they haven't even investigated? Are you sure that they are not aware? Of course, they're aware of what is happening. That is why he's coming in the first place. So why not have the both parties together? Because at the end of the day, it's more like he knows. They know. So they did the investigation before embarking on the visit in the first place. Don't you agree with me? Or do you agree with me to start with?
They have some facts.
Obviously.
Then, at the office, there's a fact. Some lot of nations in Cameroon, because they still consider us as part of Cameroon. But talking about Ambazonia, let us tell the facts as they are. Not those people in the human rights office are Ambazonians. They are strangers. Let me say, for example, they know that there's that thing. But if they went, as they are in Cameroon now, what prevents them from talking to the phone of Mbafo, or calling an Anglophone? What prevents them from talking to Akerimona, who also claim to be Anglophones? That's just a fact. What prevents them from saying, well, we'll talk to Choyaba? So we have to accept a position that will make us an official complainant, not an adventurer, because we cannot tell Choyaba that you're not bound to give evidence there, or anybody, even Dion Gute. So what I'm saying, what I'm suggesting, is that going forward, because it's not even ending tomorrow, not ending the next year, we should be able to file an official complaint to the United Nations Human Rights Commission. And that complaint will request officially that they do an investigation. And of course, in that letter, we will say that we are prepared to assist you. In that way, the petitioner become a party, will become the complainants, not observers. And so they will be bound then to investigate us. If we call them now, and they say, well, we went to Cameroon, we talked to John Gute, he's an Anglophone. We talked to Minister Tanganji, he's an Anglophone. Yeah, they will come out with something like that, which you and me don't accept. But our refusal to accept does not bind them as an international organization. Because they are not stopping the war, they are just making a report. And their only way is to make a report, which report can be used to. They are not giving us arms, they are not preventing you from having arms, they are not stopping the war. Their goal is human rights, and only the investigation report might be able to help us 10 years, 50 years, 5 years today in a record. We will see this is the investigation from there. And if they are doing the investigation, they will not come that way. There will be so many of them involved. They will not go and sit in your own day and do it. They have so many tools that they do it. But bottom line, I suggest that we file a complaint to the UN Human Rights Commission requesting them specifically to do investigations on the human rights violations in Ambazonia from 2016 to date. If you don't act on it, we will file a complaint there. We could then, if they came here, we could say, well, we have a complaint there. When you're coming, why didn't you tell us? We are complainants. That's just what I'm saying. That's my opinion. It may not be binding, but that's just my recommendation. Because whether we like this mission or not, it's over by tomorrow. It'll be over by tomorrow. And we can already be forward on it. We are not going to remake the mission, but we'll make sure that these human rights violators today or tomorrow have to be punished. And the file produced, because even whatever thing they do, whatever thing they produce, if you come there right at normalcy has returned, there's not enough. Their normalcy has returned is their opinion. We will, for example, buying the American government. We will not buying British. If rather no normalcy has returned, that will not, when they will say, no, normalcy has returned, we don't care what you're putting there. But their opinion is actually important. I wonder if you understand what I'm saying. So they don't prosecute you. Not this council. There are different places that prosecute. But they give important opinion. Very, very powerful opinion as far as human rights are concerned. And so we don't know, I don't know personally whom they met. We probably will learn about it after they have left.
Obviously.
Yes. But right now, I personally don't know the person they have met. But maybe I just guess one of the people that they must necessarily meet is John Gute, who is the prime minister in that country. Whereas John Gute can say, for example, or Tanganji can say, for example, that normalcy has returned, which is a lie. But you cannot say that you cannot deny the fact that there was Ngarbo. Who was responsible for Ngarbo? That was human rights violations. You cannot, for example, say, look, they didn't burn down villages everywhere. They were burnt.
So you're also saying that there's a possibility that the few Anglophones, in quotes, that are part of those who are to meet Mr. Talk are likely not to represent the Ambazonian story exactly the way it is.
They will not. They will not. That's sure.
So that means
They will not.
you agree. That means you agree with what Dr. Martin Mungwa and the Vice President are saying, that this is a total neglect and a miss without having the right Ambazonians in that seat.
I agree in total. That's why I said from my take off that I congratulate them for what they did. But the truth is also that it that told us, it that contacted us, given our status, will you or Dr. Mungwa or VP take an air ticket, for example, to go to Yaoundé to give the information? You will not, because you go to Yaoundé, you need a visa. They will arrest you. They see coming in there. So we have a way to put our own input fair. Maybe we have our own people on the ground that we could have said, okay, go represent us. But that's the reality. The truth is, human rights are issues of government. Governments, perpetrators of human rights, hide themselves. They don't come out to recriminate themselves. The Human Rights Commission knows that. They are trying to indict the government, a criminal government. They are trying to hide their facts. They cannot come in and say, well, we just want to burn that village. They will not accept. They will rather say, like we see most of the time, where there was shooting in Hospital Junction by unknown gunmen, when they know that they're people. So again, my advice is, going forward, Dr. Mungwa and the VP did a very good job by highlighting what they did. But again, since it looks like we got this information too late, if we had known it about a week before, that could have influenced their planning, perhaps. But we got the information perhaps when they were already in the air, landing in Yaoundé. And so our reaction could only do so much. But going forward, as I've insisted, we must try to do something that we can be able to say, well, we have a complaint there. And when you were making this mission to Yaoundé, you didn't tell us, in spite of our complaint. This is the copy of our complaint. That's just what I'm saying.
All right. Thank you so much for your sincere thoughts there. Just hold on a bit more, Barrister Mbeseha. We have a few more reports for you tonight.